In Rainbow Six Siege, Thermite and Thatcher have always been the Batman and Robin of hard breaching. Thermite makes the entrance, and Thatcher makes it possible. But with Operation Tenfold Pursuit, that duo dynamic is shifting, because Robin might actually be about to outshine Batman. Thatcher's massive rework brings new power, new utility, and a whole new way to play the game. Today, we are going to break down what is changing, how it affects the most iconic duo in Siege, and why Thatcher might be about to become a permaban in professional play. Let's dive in. So what actually changed? Well, we've evolved from that caveman style of just throwing our EMPs to now we have a two-handed launcher that shoots an electronic pulse through walls to disable enemy gadgets. And that launcher, well, now it has a scanner on it that will tell you what the gadget is right after you shoot one of your EMPs. One of your 6 EMPs. Yes, you now get 6, which is double the amount previously. Oh, and by the way, if you know me, I may or may not be a DMR crutch. And I'm so happy that Thatcher is now getting one of the best DMRs in the game, the PMR. Or as I like to call it, the 418 or the 417 2.0. And this thing does not move at all. It has 0 recoil, and you're able to spam it so fast. And with 21 bullets, makes this thing so deadly, not only for kills, but for opening lots of windows and doors for ghost pressure, or destroying Kibas so quickly, making a zombie useless. It is such a fun weapon to use, and I think it fits perfectly with Thatcher's kit. So these are the big changes to Thatcher that I was previously talking about. But now let's talk about how exactly I think Thatcher is best used and the ways that we will see him used in professional play. Number 1, opening walls easier. In the previous version of the game, you never really needed Thatcher, as a ton of operators had EMP grenades, and you only brought them if the enemy team brought a Cade as the single wall denial on the team. Because if that was the case, if the Cade tried to trick the wall, then you would just double EMP and boom, walls open. The problem did exist, though, that this was only effective for one wall. Let's say Chalet is an example on the basement site. You would be able to open the main garage wall with 2 EMPs. But if you wanted to rotate to the backside or the wine side and open the other double wall, and Cade also rotated over there to trick it, you wouldn't have enough EMPs to beat the Cade trick. So it only worked for a single wall. Well, now with the new Thatcher and him having 6 EMPs, this is no longer a problem. You could effectively get 3 walls open if Cade was tricking every wall. And that matches up with your duo Thermite's new change, where he now has 3 exothermic charges. And that's not all. Cade and Tubrow are widely known as the best duo of operators the defense can bring for any bunker site. Their utility literally is made to counter Thatcher's EMP grenades. Think about how it plays out. There's a Cade claw on the wall, so you go and EMP it and detonate the thermite charge, and then a Zoto canister goes out. So normally the freeze stops, the Cade claw reactivates, and it zaps the thermite off the wall. So to stop that, you have to chain your EMPs. So you throw another EMP, and then they throw another Zoto canister. And then you throw your last EMP, and they throw their last Zoto canister, and voila, they beat your attempt at opening the wall. The Cade claw activates, and the wall stays shut. Well, now you have 6 of those puppies, so your duo effectively beats their duo now, and we should see more walls opening in the next build of the game. Of course, there are some tricks to this, and I do expect the defense to get better. One such trick I can think of on the top of my mind is possibly you fake throw a Cade claw at the wall, instead throwing your C4 at the wall. So Thatcher, you get Thatcher to use an extra EMP grenade. But overall, I do think that this should be more attack friendly. Now, I didn't mention it in detail, but Bandit's interaction with Thatcher is actually relatively the same, and you could still just use Thatcher and like Ace, for example, to EMP and then Ace both sides of the wall to beat the Bandit trick. Or you could just bring someone with nades and keep Bandit off the wall like normal. Number 2, clearing power spots. Gone are the days of trying to clear power spots with really cool EMP lineups like this clip we see on Lair here, where they wanted to land the EMP on the outside ledge to clear the ADSs and then dump utility on the green stairs power spot. Now, even easier. So good luck to any of my power spot or death spot players out there. Think about it. You are playing one of the most common positions in the entire game, C1 on Cafe, and you're a Rooney because you're a DMR crutch, and your teammates gave you 3 ADSs because they know that this is a power spot you want to hold. Well, now the attack just takes Thatcher, and they do a cocktail execute. Well, a normal Pro League cocktail execute is 4 nades on the terrace side of the map, 2 on the heaven window, 2 on the cocktail window, and a Capita on the skylight for good measure. EMPs go off, and 4 nades are going to come raining in on you, and the firebolt from the skylight for good measure, and there's absolutely nowhere to go, and you're immediately on cams. You can't even be mad. Next time, just ban Thatcher. Rafters on Clubhouse, same thing. Say goodbye to your ADSs because he could do it from the roof, and then in come the Capital firebolts, and again, back on cams. This is one of the most broken things about Thatcher, and a big reason why I think we're going to be seeing him banned a lot in Pro League. Number 3, clearing traps for lurks. Traps are so meta nowadays and commonly used to cover your gaps on defense so you know where you're about to get pushed. Knowing that, hey, I don't have to watch that hallway when I have a Banshee covering it. But now with Thatcher able to EMP through walls, you and your duo can set up some really nasty lurk plays, where Thatcher can just be on the roof of, let's say, Night Haven, for example, EMP anything off the Aqua door at any time, disable whatever trap or procs is on that door, allowing you to walk in for free for a quick kill. Thatcher is the perfect counter to the trap meta that we're in that makes it so hard to attack when there's Banshees, Fenrirs, Denari lasers on every single goddamn doorway in the game. Finally, the defense is no longer safe. Number 4, executes. All right, I saved the most broken thing about Thatcher for last. His power in the executes. He can disable smokes and C4s right out of the air and make it so easy to get plants down now. The biggest and easiest one to think about is bank basement. When you get server control and you go for default plant and they have that smoke far back in lockers and a C4 operator in red hall, and you just have Thatcher in server EMPing all of that at the same time, and you get the bomb down for free. That works on every single site in the game if they're relying on utility to win against your plant spot. Tachanka is the only actual counter here, and, well, no one actually likes playing Tachanka, so enjoy your free plants. The other thing to think about is sites where the defense is playing a C4 below, or Pulse Solus strategies. Think Consulate on Teller's archive site. Most of the time, the defense peels back and gives you Tellers because you can't plant with the Pulse below. But of course, now with this rework, Thatcher can see Pulse when he is on his scanner. Same with Solus. You can just EMP them, rendering them useless. This is going to break so many strategies and sites in the game where this concept is heavily relied on. If you haven't been convinced by now, then I don't know what will, because Thatcher is about to be the king. Number 5, niche uses. So I did want to include some niche uses that I've been thinking of that honestly are more fun for me and just stuff that I did in the test server, but I don't really see them being used at high levels, but I thought I'd throw it in at the end of the video anyway. Well, now with Thatcher, you can actually see Vigil on his scanner when he activates his ability. And one of my favorite things to do with this is you have your duo pick Deimos, you use Thatcher, you EMP Vigil, now he can't hide from Deimos, and you track him with Deimos and have fun clearing him. He's going to be very mad. The other operator is Scopos, and a lot of people actually don't know this. I just found out that even pro player Dream on Cloud9 just figured this out a few weeks ago in one of our streams. But if you EMP a Scopos, it fully blinds them because they're a robot, and it makes it super easy for a teammate to push and collect a freebie, and it's also hilarious because their screen's black and there's nothing they can do. You can also counter Scopos shooting with the Thatcher and it will not let them TP to site. That's also a niche use. If you ever get a kill like that, send me that clip, but it would be hilarious as well. And the last niche operator that I have on this list is with Clash, and I had to throw it in here because it is one of the most annoying operators to play against in the game. But now that Thatcher is so good because of the rework, rejoice, because EMPs against his Clash shield disables the slowing ability, allowing you to run up and collect your free kill. So we should hopefully see some less Clash played with more Thatcher plays. So this is a big W. See you later, Clash players. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the Thatcher rework guide. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to see more operator guides in the future, let me know, because I usually do map guides, but we could definitely start sprinkling in some operator guides. This one was a lot of fun. I think that Thatcher is going to be very, very good, obviously, in the next season. And yeah, we'll monitor some of the other operators. But again, thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the comment down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.